You have the eye for human weakness, but not the stomach.
What's this about?
Oh, just a feeling I have.
Ouch. When you get those feelings, insurance companies start to go bankrupt.
What kind of music do you usually have here?
Oh, we got both kinds. We got country and western.
Are you the police?
No, ma'am. We're musicians.
She is Senator Karin Housley. We absolutely love having her on the program, and I'm very happy to have her today. Senator, how are you today?
I am good. I'm good. That was a hot weekend, huh?
Yeah, it really was.
It was so hot. We were out at the ball tournaments. Our grandson was, and they actually ended up winning and going to state, which is like later, but 2 games on Saturday and 2 games on Sunday sitting on
bleachers or
tar,
whatever. Chair, yeah.
It was just all we had. I had the umbrella. I was like the old grandma with the umbrella, but
No. This is the sad thing about our age group. I'm much older than you. Your children, I don't know how many tournaments I went to for my kids. Like you're saying, it's 1,020 degrees. You got to sit basically on the parking lot, and it just,
yep.
And the pain, the heat, the thing, just to see if your kid hits a ball or whatever wins. I get it. 15 years later, they don't remember 6th grade and the game that they were in and that sort of thing. And all I remember is I was sweating profusely. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that we've overdone it. My day, how old I am, my parents didn't go to that stuff. You got done and you had the coach and his wife probably, you don't care. And then you went home and you told your folks how it went. We were over coddling. You're coddling. Sorry.
I know. I am like a helicopter grandma. And you're right. My parents never went to anything. Even like we were in the state tournament for the dance line, because remember I was captain of the dance line.
Oh, everybody knows.
They didn't even go to that. They were like, "Oh, how'd you do?" Even my piano recitals didn't go to that.
See, but you didn't think your folks didn't love you.
Exactly.
If you were the dad or the grandma who didn't show up to that, must be an issue, right? The kids are just different today. I never thought once that my folks weren't there because no one's folks were there.
No, you're absolutely right. But you're saying the kids won't remember these 9-year-old baseball tournaments when they're older. What it is doing, and I was reading this whole book last night on what screen time is doing to our kids and how they're on their phones all the time. And my 7-year-old grandson is addicted to his iPad. And I'm like, you know what? The more baseball games those kids can play, get them off those screens. Oh, so scary.
Completely agree. We came up with a thing, Senator Kent, last Wednesday, and I want to share it with you. So we're going through all the Hoffman and Hortman, the shooting thing, and because I think it's just too early to worry about a lot of politics. And we get chatting about why, and it hits me, and I might be completely bedtime for Bonzo here, and it could happen. And I don't know anybody will be able to study this if it makes a difference. I think a problem, and you're the one person this doesn't apply to, so please take it for what it's worth. I see today's problems is that we see everybody in left and right. When we talk about what happened at the Capitol, write down party lines, and then you get people on, much like Gustafson today. We'd be on, we talk about our IG bill, we talk about whatever. And if you're listening, she's that left winger. We only think of you folks in the left and right. We only think of you as the other side. We don't think of you as people. When I look at Hortman, and I don't know a ton about her, but you read about, she raised service dogs, and she had to adopt one because she was trying to train it, but it was too darn affectionate, so she just took it. I think if more people knew those things, it might be harder to pull the trigger. Does that make any sense? That if you actually were a person, I didn't know Gustafson's been on a long time, 6 kids. Oh, what are you into? You're the weird one here. Oh, you just called her weird. You're the weird one here in that since you've been on, we talk about your kids, we talk about grandkids. You're willing to talk about the Golden Bachelor, which that was all new to me. You're a little different in that category because I think you're easy with it. Most of the other Gustafson today, when I asked her what we're going to do next, she was panicked. She was coming on the show, and I said, we're not talking politics. Well, what do you mean? I think it's too soon. Well, it is, and she was already said, yes, she'd be on. I want to find out about Heather. I think she was panicked because I don't think you politicians would, except for you. This is why talking to you is weird about this. Most just want to answer the question as they've been told. We voted this way because, or, most don't want to give up the personal stuff, which I give you great credit for. But do you think I'm wrong here?
No, and it even happens on the inside with their own colleagues. A lot of people don't bother to get to know who they are, what's their background, what's their family situation.
Yeah.
They married, divorced, and we are in such a world. Did you know that when we're hiring our assistants, we can't even ask them any of those questions? Like one time I was interviewing this guy and I said, "So are you married?" And I got this look from HR, like, you cannot ask those questions. I think we're in a world where we aren't supposed to ask those kind of things. So even inside the Senate, a lot of people don't know about their colleague that's sitting right next to them.
Again,
so it's not just the general public that doesn't know much about us. But you're right. I think when you are as involved in your community and your whole family and your kids are born and raised in there, then they do know a little bit more about you. Like they knew about the Hoffmans in Brooklyn Park, they or Anoka, wherever.
Well, yeah, but this is a knucklehead who, I don't know where in the world this guy lived. I guess Green Isle or whatever. They don't have any idea. And I'm not saying this guy listened to this program. Hoffman's another one. Would much rather not talk politics and rather talk about his music. I think you can get to know him. But a few others are that way. So I want to grill you a little bit. I think you've done this. I know you have. Back in the day when we did Between the Lines, we had 11 rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
We'd start. Yes. Well, in no way in the world. Oh, that hurt. Not the in-depth questions that I came. Ow. Okay. So folks who didn't.
Fun part.
Yeah. Well, the start off with we did 11 rapid fire questions on this cable because at the time it filled time. Plus, I got to know everybody who came on my show a little better. So it got me thinking. I can't do 11 every time you're on. I just can't come up with that many questions.
Yeah.
But every time a representative or a senator is on the program from now on, we will visit the 11 rapid fire questions and I'll ask them one of them. Are you ready to play my little game?
Oh my gosh, this is so fun. And if you do have problems trying to find questions, I've just been introduced to this Chat GPT. They can help you a lot with your questions. But yes, I am ready to play.
All right. This question is the fifth question I asked you in the 11 rapid fire questions from 2017.
Oh, gosh.
Not asking you what the question is. That would be a trick. Here's the question to you, and I love this for you because I think this would be the opposite of Gustafson, who I just asked. By the way, don't check the show ahead of time to get the question.
No, I didn't.
What's one place you've always wanted to see?
Greece.
Okay, now the reason Gustafson said she has an empty passport. She wants to go to Ireland, so we chatted about it for a while. I mean, that get to know somebody. You want to go to Greece. Now.
What did I say in 2017?
Oh, you good God, do you think I got a research team to pull that out? I don't remember. Here's my point with you and why I find this fascinating. You can probably go a lot of places. You went to London, you could. Why have you not been to Greece?
Because my husband works other cities, so I only get 3 months or 2 months in the summer to travel with him. So all those fun trips that I've done with girlfriends. Now, hopefully, if he's retired, we are going to do the.
He's
Dublin,
retired
Ireland.
for now. That cat is not. Get out. You might be able to pull a year off, but he's backstop. Okay, but retired for now.
But we are doing an Alaskan cruise. That was on the bucket list too for our 40th wedding anniversary. Doing that this summer. So we only get such a short amount of time to travel, and we have a lake place. So in Minnesota in the summer, you really want to celebrate. And
so what's Greece got to do with you? Why Greece?
I've just
you like the
always
statues?
No, it's just beautiful country, I think. Greece and Croatia. My dad was from Yugoslavia, formerly Yugoslavia. Now his part is Croatia. So I kind of want to do one of those cruises in there and just kind of see it all. That's how we did Hawaii. I couldn't decide which island to do. So we just took a cruise and did all of them and then checked that off the box. But that's kind of how I want to do Greece. So I will get there. I will. Good. Maybe this fall or winter if he's retired.
If he's retired. Well, good for you. I hope you do that. The Hawaii thing you got to help me out with. Well, I personally, I'm a stay-at-home guy. I wouldn't mind Heather wanting to go to Ireland. I wouldn't mind. But now that I golf, I just want to golf, which would not thrill my wife. So I think Ireland, I wouldn't mind staying in a castle here and there. Honestly, I'd like to go through the Holy Land, but it's going to have to simmer down. So I was just going to mention you've been to Hawaii. My wife absolutely wants to go. I want to do it for our 30th, which we're already at 31. Do that for her. But I would have no idea which, the good island, the big island, the island that burnt down. I mean, I have no clue. And I don't want to fly in a plane for 9, 10, 12 hours and pick the wrong one. Oh, this is the one that, I need someone to say, here's where you go to see Hawaii. Are you that travel agent?
You know what? I can get you that travel agent because I would recommend this cruise 100 times over. Because you got,
really?
And everybody you talk to says that this is their favorite island or this is their favorite island. And I was like, just like you said, which one do you pick? Yeah. And you don't want to spend your time flying island to island. So the cruise was awesome. You got to see them all. You got to pick which one was your favorite. And then we were out. And then we don't ever have to go back. We did.
And Hawaiian Islands are a lot of islands. You talk about 4 or 5. Can you go to Bob's Island, just like this thing no one goes to and just...
No, we saw it.
No.
But the ship didn't stop there. No, they were like, there it is over there. You could, if you stayed off the boat, then you could get a private excursion to go do that. But those private excursions cost $1 gazillion. And as for Israel, that is a great trip you should do. And I was on the list to do it again this fall, but I just had to back out.
Do you worry much about, and we're way over time, but this is why I would like this part of the program now. Do you worry a lot about the climate, the political climate when you go there? I mean, that's kind of, don't you have to watch that? It just seems like a bad time right now. I don't worry about
it, but I'm married to somebody who worries about it a lot.
It's because he cares about you. I like Phil more and more as we go on through this show. I'm liking Phil more and more all the time.
Yeah, well, I am just one of those people who goes, if it's going to happen and it's my day, then I'll be gone, and that's just how it's supposed to be. But no, he's much more, he worries a lot more. Common sense. Okay,
we got to go to break. We'll be back with more. Thank you for sharing. No one has a problem finding out what you think. But this is the new part of the program. We're going to run these questions each week, a new question, and we'll have some fun. Senator Karin Housley, more right after this.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular show of all time, Grease. You'll hear all your favorite hits from the Broadway musical and the movie. Join the whole gang at Rydell High. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll bring you back to high school life in the 50s. Poodle skirts, bobby socks, the soda shop, and drive-in movies. Grease! It'll rock your socks off. Order your tickets today. Visit chanhassendt.com.
Do you have a closet full of old videos, photos, slides, or films? Regain that space and preserve those memories for future generations. Visit archivinglifemedia.com or call 952-829-8018. See how safe and simple it is to digitize all your media. Gain peace of mind knowing that all those important memories will be saved and can be seen and shared again. Do it today. Check out archivinglifemedia.com or give them a call, 952-829-8018.
friends. The Al Travis Show. Nothing but talk.
We've got our Senator Karin Housley on the program with us. Senator, quick story. Senator Hoffman on yesterday, Sunday, sent me a text. Now, I've been texting him on the regular because I think he would get on me if I didn't invite him to be on his own bit of the show. So I do, saying, I get it. Don't answer me. I'll be fine. He got back to me yesterday, which two things. I don't think I'm giving him any big stuff here. He didn't have his phone for a lot of the time because the FBI took it. Interesting tidbit. They wanted to check to see what's in there. And then he is still in intensive care, but he's obviously good enough to write a text. So I just couldn't be happier. I mean, I don't know when he's going to come back or anything like that, but he had enough energy to send me a text. I couldn't have been more thrilled. Let me ask you this.
Wait, what did he say in the text? You got to give us a little bit more than that.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Put me on the spot.
Did he say, I still want to be on your show every Monday morning at 8:30
he did not.
as soon
He
as I
did
get
not.
out of here?
He
or
didn't.
We're parting ways?
No, he did not commit to anything like that. He said, and maybe it's wrong, but it's John Hoffman. So I said, my email to him, still thinking of you. The Sunday invite to join us will continue until you tell me otherwise. For folks who don't know, every one of my guests, the day before, get an email reminder. Because guess what? If you back out of me, you forget, I'm covering. So it's cover my own. So anyway, send him the invite. He says, thank you. I'm just now able to see text due to the fact that the FBI confiscated the cell for evidence. I've been in the ICU since arriving. This will be a long, hard road, and I appreciate you.
Oh.
Little tear, but I think it was allergies, because I got another one right here. Somebody got a cat in the studio. I love the guy.
Wow.
He's a great guy. Anything this show can do, will do for him. Leaving his spot open is fine. Here's what I want to ask you, though, because you've known John, and again, I keep sending that. I think he'll take that the right way.
Yeah.
How does this change you and your husband and your family's regular day at work? And what I mean, your husband's famous as well. I mean, good God. What does that do for you? What frame of mind are you in with all this?
Well, I'm telling you, I had so many nightmares last night that were random. I was fine up until last night, and there was a whole bunch of people knocking at my door in the middle of the night in my dreams that were bad people. And then it was just horrible. You know what it has done is I'm off social media. No one has to know where I'm at, what I'm doing, anything about, like I did that whole baseball tournament this weekend, which normally I would have posted some pictures. I just went, you know what? Nobody needs to know any of that stuff about me anymore, which is sad.
See, that's back to not making you human. This is what you do. Now, maybe you don't do it till a week later.
That's what I think. Because I did go to St. Louis for a conference this past few days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I was with Senator Sandy Pappas and Representative Mary Franzen. And I said, guys, the pictures that we take, are you okay if I post them later? I just don't want to post them when we're actually there, because I don't want anybody to know that we're not home. And before I used to do that, and I think we just have to be a little bit more careful. My alarm is on all day, every day.
Let me ask you this. Who was it? It was Senator Alan, Howe said when the police came to his door to tell him Saturday morning, he opened the door. Yeah. He didn't know there was an issue, so cops at the door, he opened it. And as the cop's describing to him, hey, this just happened, he's thinking to himself, I just did the same thing. I just opened the door to a guy who I thought was a cop. I read in the paper, Averly did the same thing. It's got to change how you people react, even if a cop's knocking on your door, correct? Yeah.
I will never answer the door in the middle of the night. Most people should have those Ring cameras so you can talk to the person on the other side. But you should call 911 and say, is there a real policeman at my door or not a real policeman? Or there is somebody at my door, should I answer it? So never, ever. It's even putting thoughts in my head, like, would you even answer your door in the middle of the day to somebody? We do door knocking all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I give my spiel to a lot of Ring cameras. But I don't think people are comfortable even opening their front door. And after this, I
wonder if it doesn't change the way people will do politics. Will it be door-to-door door knocking, or is that just going to be too much for people? It's going to change a lot. It's going to change the program. We're going to get these questions out of you on a regular. We will get back to talking politics. We have to. But hopefully, at least on this show, the rhetoric will be dialed down. I appreciate you like nobody's business. I just want to say that out loud. You've always regretted this show. You've always shared the human part of being a senator or a representative. I just hope the others can catch up to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I want to say I'm so sorry for the loss of your dad this last week. I'm thankful that you texted me, and I know that was tough, and the funeral and all that. It's exhausting, but I'm happy he made it to back home.
Yes, he's back home with his Lord and Savior, and we're really happy about that. Thank you, Senator.
All right, see you next week.
We'll get her back next week.